From the friendly confines of Wrigley Field in Chicago, today the Pirates begin a 6-game road trip, and it's the first of 3 against their National League Central Division rivals, the Chicago Cubs. Afternoon baseball, rains have passed by, the tarp was on the field, but we are ready to play ball, and the Pirates needing to get back on the winning track. Greg Brown, Bob Walk, and Robbie Ince-Mikowski with you, and here we go again, Bob. Just a little over a week ago, these two teams matched up at PNC Park, and much was made about some slides. A controversy that even Bob Nightingale, the very well-respected national baseball writer for USA Today, he got involved in it, and he talked about this rivalry that has really taken shape.
Yeah, this is a kind of fun stuff, really, and maybe this is kind of happening to the Pirates at the right time. You know, we haven't been playing very well now for quite some time. We need something to kind of rejuvenate us, maybe get us going in the right direction. Everybody is going to be at the edge of their seat this entire game. Both these teams now are a little chippy with each other.
Now, this is a long history of these two teams. They go back to 1887, but let's go back to 2015. September, of course, you remember this slide. Chris Coughlin takes out Jung Ho Kang. He misses the rest of the season, including the postseason. That wild card game, 2 Pirates are hit by Jake Arrieta. Tony Watson hits Arrieta. Bench is kind of empty, and skirmishes continue. And then Javier Baez earlier this season, when the Pirates were here, hits 2 home runs in 1 game. Later, he pops up. Clint Hurdle says, where's the respect for the game? The guy hits 4 homers in 2 days, so that means you can take your bat and throw it 15, 20 feet in the air when you pop up like you should have hit your 5th home run. So the war of words between these two clubs.
Yeah, that certainly is all part of it. And, you know, when you get the managers involved, and that even makes it kind of stand out more to the players. And I think that's where they're at right now. Everybody is kind of, I think, going to be cool. There's not going to be anything happen. But as soon as somebody does something that the other team maybe doesn't like, it's going to start all over again.
Like what we're talking about with the Rizzo slide. Both managers got involved in this. Certainly, this is just a little over a week ago at PNC Park. Rizzo takes out Elias Diaz. The Pirates challenged it because the throw goes down the right field line. The call is upheld. Later, baseball says it should have been interference on Rizzo. And then 2 days later, Joe Musgrove, the new Pirate, takes it up on his own shoulders.
A good hard slide right there, and you know, Baez didn't like it. What I like about Musgrove right here, we're not going to see it, but Musgrove actually stopped and started walking toward Baez, and Baez, his tone immediately turned. You could see him woofing, talking right there. Musgrove starts walking back toward him, and now it's like, hey, it's okay.
Okay, big man,
cool.
I'm fine.
I love that about that.
It's going to be a lot of fun, the Pirates and the Chicago Cubs. Hey, speaking of fun, is there anybody having more fun on the Pirates than the rookie, Austin Meadows? Robbie Ince-Mikowski sits down with Austin, coming up next.
use hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. T-Mobile will donate $1 for each post. And by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
The Buccos set to kick off a 6-game road trip through Chicago and Arizona. It starts with 3 weekend day games here at historic Wrigley Field against the Chicago Cubs, a team they are chasing 5.5 games behind them in the National League Central Division. I'm Robbie and Smikowski. First pitch is coming your way in just a couple moments. Well, Austin Meadows has been the big story. It is now 3 weeks. He has been a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates as a major leaguer. And boy, has his body of work been nothing short of spectacular, ranking in the top 5 in all the major categories among rookies in the National League. Fantastic stuff. Well, one thing he's going to do for the first time now is play the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field. And I asked him, this being the second time he's played there, the first was in the 2012 Under Armour All-American game. What's it like now facing the Chicago Cubs as a member of the Pirates?
It's crazy, man. You know, being able to play here in 2012, just being in awe, and playing in that Wrigley Under Armour All-American game was definitely an honor. But being here in the big leagues now, playing against the Cubs on the Pirates, so it's surreal. You know, it feels like yesterday I was playing here, but now this is the real deal. So I'm looking forward to getting out there and getting to experience everything.
I'm going to try to pick Austin Meadows' brain from 6 years ago. There are still photos of you. There's video of you playing here. How many thoughts ran through your mind of like, man, I can only imagine what this would be like to play here as a big leaguer? What thoughts came to your head?
I mean, it just what you're saying. I mean, realizing that, you know, for me, just being able to play in high school and in this environment, just kind of pondering like what it would be like to play in the big leagues here. I mean, there wasn't many fans here, but just being able to play on a big league field, and then now being able to actually do that, it's special.
What was the first thing that came to your mind when you took a walk out of the dugout steps and took a look at this ballpark this morning? I
was wowed. I had to pull it up on Snapchat. I had to put it on my story, let everyone see it, because it's a proud moment. You know, you've made it here, and being able to experience a field like Wrigley and the environment, it's definitely special.
You got your family coming in the rest of the weekend, and now you're at 3 weeks as a big league baseball player now. How do you encapsulate all this into one thought, just what this ride has been like in less than a month?
It's been a blessing. It's been a true blessing. I mean, you know, thinking, you know, that I was going to come up here to fill Marte's role for a week, and then being able to perform the way I did, and kind of just go out and play the game of baseball. And I'm just, it's really a humbling experience to be able to come out here and be able to stay with the team and experience Wrigley as well, and experience all the different cities, and experience big league baseball. You know, it's what I've strived for my whole life, and I'm looking forward to continue to keep contributing to the team.
And one way you've been able to contribute is in day games. You played pretty well in afternoon games. Are we noticing a theme here, and what might we see from you this weekend with 3 day games?
We'll see. Yeah, that's true. I do. I feel like day games have treated me well this year, so I'm looking forward to getting 3 in, hopefully 3 in here, whether I start or not today especially, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting out there and playing, especially in these day games.
And Austin Meadows, 10 for 23 with 3 home runs in day games this season. When we come back on AT Sportsnet, Greg Brown and Bob Walk will have more about the Bucco catching tandem. That's next.
By Barrel Automotive. Our service centers are now open evenings and weekends. Visit barrelservice.com for more. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
And we're back here at Wrigley Field, about ready to play ball. Rather cool afternoon, but anxious to get going here to start this 6-game road trip. Francisco Cervelli, always anxious to take on the Chicago Cubs. He has good career numbers against them, and especially this season, 6 for 12. And yesterday, he was a pinch hitter and homered, but the starting catcher, Elias Diaz, hit this line drive 3-run homer in the 8th inning, get the Pirates to within a couple of runs. And Bob, the catching tandem of Diaz and Cervelli, the top offensive tandem in the league.
Well, it certainly is a fantastic bonus to have guys that are in a defensive position, as catcher is, to be huge contributors to the offense. And Cervelli, if he can continue just a little bit longer with these numbers, there's no way you can not say that he should be in the All-Star game, maybe even starting behind the plate. It's just fantastic what he's doing. And Elias Diaz, is there a better backup catcher in all of baseball? I don't think so.
Can't think
I mean,
of
how
any.
could there be? So, what a great, what a huge plus it is really for the Pirates to have both of these guys this year doing what they can on offense. It's just fantastic, and part of the reason why the Pirates got off to an excellent start this year.
Well, Chad Kuhl will be pitching to Francisco Cervelli. And we'll have the first pitch in this ball game coming up momentarily. But first we go back to the studio and a game break with Rob and Michael. Friday Night Rocks on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Iron City Beer. Pittsburgh is built with iron. Here's Elias Diaz. And Joe Musgrove, we were just talking about him moments ago. As the Cubs take the field.
Now Montgomery is getting ready to begin his warm-up tosses. Jay Hay getting loose on deck. Everybody, as we were talking about earlier, I think looking at this as an important series for a number of reasons. You have the little chippiness going on as we were talking about what might happen in these 3 games, and of course the Pirates, the more important thing is they got to start playing better. They got to start winning more games, and that's really job one.
Clint Hurdle said it's a good place to start at 500. That's where they are. And we check out the RAV4 starting lineup. Josh Harrison, Austin Meadows, Starling Marte, 1, 2, 3. Francisco Stravelli. It's cleanup. Corey Dickerson, 7-game hitting streak for the Pirates left fielder. David Freese is in at first base once again against a left-hander. Colin Moran starts another game against a left-handed pitcher with Jordy Mercer, Chad Kuhl rounding out the starting 9. And the Hart High School product.
Take a look at those numbers from the lefty. Not too bad. You look at everything. Opponent batting average is .225.
Pirates saw him a little over a week ago at PNC Park. He pitched well.
Hey, he's not going to wow you with outstanding stuff, but he's gonna pitch.
And going to catch on our Honda defense is Wilson Contreras with Anthony Rizzo at first, Ben Zobrist at second. On the left side of the infield, Chris Bryant, Javier Baez, Ian Happ in left, Albert Almora in center, and Jason Hayward in right. 49th start for Contreras behind the dish, the most in the major leagues. Jay Hay leads things off and ready to go to start this trip. Try and get back to winning ways, these Pirates. They are 3-3 in the season series against the Cubs. They won 2 of 3 here in April. And pulled foul. Harrison, 5 hits and 23 at bats in the season series against the team that drafted him out of the University of Cincinnati, and just a softie into left field for a base hit. Jay Hay might be getting on one of those rolls where everything, he just throws the bat everywhere and he's getting hits after struggling for a time.
They just kind of slowed the bat down to make some contact with it, and it's like a lob shot out there. He did a kind of a neat thing as he came around first base. Baez, instead of going out getting the ball and throwing it into the infield, he stood with it out in shallow left field. And Jay Hay went way around first base and said, "Hey, go ahead, throw it." You know, Baez acted like he was going to throw behind him the first, and Jay Hay mentioned with his arm, motion with his arm, "Hey, throw it over here. I'll just walk the second." You know, so it's already kind of
started
something going on.
Yeah. Austin Meadows with a base hit into left center field. Harrison heads to third, and he will be there. Meadows rips it into left past the shortstop Baez, off the lefty Montgomery. It's first and third.
Yeah, good job again by Jay Hay. I mean, he's off like a bullet on this, and had never hesitated. There he goes, and right now he knows that the left fielder Happ is going to be going to his left. He's going to have to do that spin, so easily gets into third. Of course, when is Jay Hay not aggressive on the bases? Sometimes to his detriment,
right.
But he's always going to be hustling every moment out there.
Now it's Marte. He takes the strike. 7 homers, 24 RBIs for Marte. He was 0 for 2 against Montgomery on Memorial Day. And 2. The Pirates center fielder was hitless in 4 trips yesterday. Walked, stole a base, scored a run. Montgomery, the 28-year-old, yep, Hart High School product. And you've heard that story before, I'm sure, if you've watched Pirates games.
We don't need to go over it.
But in case you haven't, Hart High School has produced such big leaguers as Trevor Bauer, Tyler Glasnow, and Bob Walk, just to name a few. And the Cubs just drafted 2 more. And a fly ball hit toward left center field. This will produce a run. Catch going to be made by Almora. Meadows will tag, but he's not going anywhere. And the Pirates lead 1-0. 3 batters into the ball game.
Yeah, pretty good small ball really right there. And Harrison getting the third base, going from first to third on a base hit to left. And Marte able to get the ball in the air to the outfield to start things off with a run.
And now Montgomery faces Francisco Cervelli. With Meadows at first and 1 out. Just talked about this catching tandem. The starter is Cervelli. And as Bob said, he continues this. Hard to not think he's going to be an all-star. And remember, all-star voting is underway. Go to Pirates.com and vote for the Pirates catcher. He is certainly deserving. You look at these numbers. The Cubs would vote for him. What he's done to them. Checking in with home plate umpire Chad Fairchild. At first base, Doug Eddings. Over at second, Western Pennsylvania native Jansen Visconti, and Joe West, the crew chief. One ball, 2 strikes, the count on Francisco Cervelli. Marte picks up RBI number 25. Gregory Polanco next to him is not playing against the lefty Montgomery. And there goes Meadows. Taken for a ball. Contreras from his knees. A strong throw and gets him. Contreras from his knees.
Well, Cervelli congratulating.
Yeah, Cervelli's got the best view of anybody watching that play. Just a bullet to second.
I mean, that's a pretty good jump. This is just a fantastic throw. Wow, from his knees. And how about this quick tag by Zobrist? I mean,
Man,
I'm sure Meadows thought he had it.
Bryant on to first. Pirates get 1. setting up shop for a big inning, but they'll take it. And now Chad Kuhl on the mound for the Pirates, making his 13th start of the season, and he has had trouble in 8 previous starts against these Cubs. Check out the lineup facing him. Chris Bryant will lead things off. Then it's Jason Hayward and Ben Zobrist. Anthony Rizzo is 7 for 16 over his last 5 games. Wilson Contreras behind the dish. Albert Almora Jr. in center. Javier Baez is the league leader in RBIs with 46. Then it's Ian Happ and Mike Montgomery.
Let's take a look at Chad's numbers real quick. Everything in pretty good shape. 3.86 ERA is nothing wrong with that. Game over 500 in the win-loss column. Has had trouble with these guys.
Cervelli now catching Kuhl. And a rip to left. Chris Bryant starts things off.
If you look at the matchup numbers, you know, the batter pitcher numbers throughout this lineup with the Cubs, there's a lot of going to be tough outs, I think, for Kuhl this afternoon.
And check out the defense. Austin Meadows is in right field here at Wrigley. Starling Marte in center. Corey Dickerson in left. Colin Moran, Jordy Mercer, Josh Harrison, David Freese around the infield third to first, and Cervelli catches Kuhl. 5 outfield assists for Dickerson as a career high. Here's one of those matchups Bob was talking about. Chris Bryant, first of all, now has 6 hits and 18 career bats against Kuhl. Hayward takes a vicious rip. 6 for 13.
6 RBIs. But you got to go really down to Ian Happ, who's hitting in that 8 spot, to find a really positive matchup in Kuhl's favor. And that's why he's had some rough games against these Cubs, because of those numbers, those matchup numbers.
Hayward walked it off a couple nights ago here at Wrigley against the Philadelphia Phillies with a grand slam.
Mainly a defensive player, but the batting average coming up a little bit, up in the 260s now.
It's going to be out of play. The Phillies had scored 2 in the top of the 9th inning to take a 5-3 lead. Then the Cubs loaded the bases. Adam Morgan gives up a grand slam, walking it off with 2 outs in the 9th for a 7-5 come from behind victory. And the Cubs have moved, by the way, to within just a half game of first in the National League Central. They have won 10 of their last 13. According to Joe West. And Hayward headed into second base with a double with nobody out.
The Pirates might have got lucky there that ball got hung up in the ball boy's chair down the line. This one hit hard right down the chalk line, right over the bag. Yeah, it bounced off that basically a bucket. If that ball gets down into the corner, there's no way you're really going to prevent them from scoring a run there. As it is, puts the Pirates in a tough spot, and Hayward.
Wow, look at this. 3 batters into the game. They've tied it.
Zobrist is another one of those guys that has good numbers against Kuhl, and they're just rocking right now. Both he and Hayward adding to those numbers.
1-1. Single, double, single.
A breaking ball that Zobrist first pitch hunting on a breaking ball. Maybe a little odd. I think what he was doing there is he's just trying to get something he can pull. maybe glad that it was off speed because he wants to hit a ground ball to the right side and score a run and move runner to third base. So it worked out good for him. He got the off-speed pitch. He was able to pull it and, in his case, get the base hit to boot.
And now it's Rizzo and no one out. Infield at double play depth, 96 upstairs.
He'll take a double play right now for sure. Get the bases cleared off with 2 outs.
McCool actually pitched well on Memorial Day against the Cubs at PNC Park. He gave up 1 run. That was the home run to Rizzo. He hits this in the air to left. Dickerson will throw toward the plate, which is really surprising from Corey Dickerson.
Wow,
Saw him the other day in a shallow pop-up, not even take a chance.
He is so smart.
Yeah.
A player out there. I am
stunning.
I am shocked that he threw that ball toward the plate when obviously you just throw it to second base and keep Zobrist at first. Don't let the Cubs get another guy in scoring position. He is never going to throw anybody out from there.
Remember the other day? There's a shallow pop to left.
And we praised him for that smart move.
Wow.
But now a base hit, and it's 3-0. You get a single.
Well, that's a 2-1 ball game. The Cubs have taken the lead.
I'm sorry.
As Contreras steps to the plate with 4 homers and 22 RBIs. Rizzo just picked up RBI number 43, by the way. Came in tied for 5th in the National League. Cubs beat the Phillies yesterday here 4-3. Rizzo, the National Leaguer, is on fire these days. And time is called. Cool pitched here in August of last season. Last start he had at Wrigley. '97 misses to Contreras. Cubs catcher with 4 homers and 22 runs batted in. Showed you that graphic, all of his starts behind the plate. Leads the majors with 440 innings caught, and just impressed all the viewers with that throw. It nabbed Meadows. This has popped up toward Freeze. Second out. And now the 8th leading hitter in the National League, Albert Almora Jr., will come up against Cool. Cool's last start was against the Cardinals in St. Louis, a no decision 6 days ago at Busch. On 6 innings, gave up a couple of runs. .314 average for Almora.
If Cool gets Almora out now, Dickerson will be feeling a lot better. I watched him pace back and forth out there a little bit, kicking himself for that throw home.
I don't know if you saw his reaction. As soon as he unloaded the throw, as soon as it was in the air, he was
with that pop-up,
kicking himself.
With that pop-up in his mind, okay, we got that one. One more, come on. He knows he's on the hook for that run out at second base.
Oh, he's
get him.
Yep, hit by the pitch. Almora reaches. Hit by the pitch.
Trying to kind of jackknife out of the way of that. It must have just kind of
grazed him.
Just hit the uniform. It didn't even deflect the ball enough to where Cervelli couldn't catch it.
Allegheny Health Network Supermo look.
Just caught kind of the slack in the uniform as he was bending backwards. Enough to get a free pass.
So it's Baez. 46 RBIs. Deep to left, hooking.
Hook.
Foul.
Thank you. Didn't need him topping off this inning with a long one. I don't know if that had enough distance, but it would have scored 2 anyway.
Talked about the comments that Clint Hurdle made about him in our open when he hit a couple of home runs in one game against the Pirates. He had hit 4 in 2 days, and when he popped up later in that ball game, he tossed his bat in the air. Clint Hurdle asked, "Where's the respect for the game?" Ball and a strike on Baez, tied for 3rd with 14 homers, leads the league with 46 runs batted in.
A lot of depth in this lineup. Normally you don't see those kind of numbers this low in the lineup at this stage of the season.
Hitting 7th and leading the league in ribbies. Of course, Joe Madden will move players around in the lineup. Two and one.
Haps on deck. And Cool has good numbers against Hap. So
what Baez has done this season in the 6 games against Pittsburgh. But just 2 for 11 in his career against Cool.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all, but he's still very scary looking up at his RBI total for this season, home run total for this season.
Oh.
You know, he's got that big wild big swing, which to me creates holes that he can be pitched to. But the problem is if you make some kind of a mistake, I mean, he can burn you in a second. So he's a dangerous type hitter. He's the classic, you know, dangerous hitter, maybe not necessarily a quote unquote good hitter. I gotta find some wood to knock on real quick here before this next pitch, but you know what I mean. I shouldn't have said that until the bat was over.
Hitting coach for the Chicago Cubs. Did he? Yeah, there you go. It's way in front of the plate, and he goes down swinging. And Cervelli says, "Go back to the dugout." I don't know if Cervelli's kidding. He was kidding with Contreras before. I don't know if he's kidding with Baez. Pirate fans on hand here at Wrigley for this weekend series. All 3 afternoon games. Ben Zobrist, part of the 2 spot in the bottom of the first. Anthony Rizzo, RBI single for Zobrist and the sacrifice fly for Rizzo. And now here is Corey Dickerson. Dickerson frees Moran against Montgomery. Three for 7 in previous matchups against Montgomery and hitting .323 for the year. That's 7th highest in the league.
Dickerson does not mind hitting off lefties, that's for sure.
And the top 10 in batting against lefties at .348. The other left-handed hitters in the top 10 in the National League, Scooter Gennett and Freddie Freeman. And off the mound, and a nice stop initially by Baez, but the ball doesn't stick in his glove, so it's a hit for Dickerson. Say what you want to about Baez, he's one of the most athletic players. He can make some tremendous plays.
Montgomery trying to get a little hold on one. Now nowadays, with everybody shifting on so much, Dickerson hits the ball. He's a spray guy, so nobody can really do that with confidence against him. And the Cubs playing pretty much straight up, so Baez had to go a long ways to catch that ball. With most left-hand hitters, that's going to be an out, because they're going to have that shortstop. If he's not really in a shift, he's going to be playing that direction.
And that drops in, but Dickerson has to hurry, and he does get into second base. First and second.
Pirates immediately getting in position to maybe take the lead back. Going to be a seesaw battle this afternoon, perhaps. Dickerson, he can't get too close. And the reason being, if that ball is caught and he's 3/4 of the way to second, he's going to get doubled off. It'll be a fairly good opportunity for Happ to make that throw into first. So it's kind of a difficult, you're just rocking a hard place type thing when you're the runner there.
For Colin Moran, he had not started all season against a lefty until Wednesday night when Clint Hurdle had him in there against Caleb Ferguson. So second straight game now. He starts versus a southpaw. Five for 12 against the Cubs this season. Moran with 25 ribbies. 2-1, nobody out. Mercer to follow. And double play ball. As routine as it gets. 2 outs.
Yeah, that is absolutely perfect for a double play. I mean, you don't even have to get the second baseman involved. The only thing that can mess up a double play ball like that is if the pitcher tries to catch it. That could mess it up.
Jordy Mercer. 4 hits and 8 at-bats against Montgomery. 1 for 4 yesterday with a line out.
Still not feeling 100% yet.
Not 100%, but way better.
Yeah, he was real sick for a couple of days there.
And now he's in the hole 0-2. Mercer missed 3 straight starts, plus an off day, so he was out 4 straight games, 4 straight days. 1-2.
What a nice block that was. That ball well out in front of home plate where it bounced. That one,
Yeah.
halfway to the grass between the plate. Yeah, I would think as a catcher, it's hard to, when it hits that far out in front, you don't drop to your knees, that might bounce over you. You almost got to think, I got to just kind of crouch a little bit here, not get down all the way. Might go over your shoulder.
Look how far Contreras is setting up outside there. See that?
Yeah. Yeah, 1-2. He doesn't want to strike.
Yeah, I know, but
He does not want him to throw a strike here.
how far out he was. Not
No,
this
he's not.
time.
They changed their mind.
And a swing and a foul just got a piece of it. You almost wouldn't have minded a swing and a miss. Contreras got a piece of his hand. Still 1-2.
If he slides way outside again. No?
And gets a piece of Mercer. And Cool will bat with 2 aboard. And Chad Cool has 3 hits this season. A 167 average with 1 ribby. He has 4 career RBIs.
And, you know, I don't think that Mercer probably was going to see a strike to hit the rest of that at bat anyway. They were going to try either strike him out, have him swing at a bad pitch, or walk him.
And now Montgomery does not get that pitch called a strike. Fastball fouled away. Cool will take his hacks.
Yeah, go up there and get 3 of them. See if you can get a ball put in play, and if you find some open space, he's got himself a tie ball game.
But he bounces it to Baez. So the Pirates had 2 on, nobody out. That double play was huge. And after 1.5, Cubs up 2-1.
authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
We hit the bottom half of inning number 2 in Wrigleyville. 2-1 Cubs over the Pirates. Well, this week on an all-new edition of Inside Pirates Baseball, a pair of Pirates broadcasters reflect on 25 years together in the booth, sharing a thrill ride of calling games. Plus, the Pirates inducted a legend into their Media Wall of Fame. Those stories and our top plays will debut this Saturday after Pirates postgame. Going to be a great episode, and Greg and Bob, got to give a lot of credit to our producer for Inside Pirates Baseball, Jack Becker, on a great story he did on YouTube. 25 years of shenanigans and calling baseball. We're looking forward to seeing it tomorrow night after Pirates postgame.
Right.
Make sure nobody misses that.
Robbie, how many years have you been a part of these shenanigans?
Yeah, whopping
now,
6.
Okay.
Nothing compared to 25.
That's all right. You're on the list.
Imagine
you just made the list.
Imagine that book you two are right when you're reflecting back on your careers, about all the insanity and all the little jokes and all the good times you had. We're looking forward to seeing it in all seriousness.
Well, thanks. And if it's a good segment, you're right. And it will be, just thanks to Jack. I mentioned Jack Becker does a great job with those features on Inside Pirates Baseball. Is Ian Happ?
Thank goodness he said shenanigans there. I wasn't sure for a moment.
You thought he was going to say shillelagh?
Yeah, something like that. It's been fun, Greg.
Yes, sir, Bob.
Yeah,
sure has.
yeah.
Yep. It is fun. In fact, there's a young lady we see at Pirate games a lot with a sign. Hope she comes to every ball game. This is fun.
Yeah.
Is the sign she brings to PNC Park. Show it on occasion.
Well,
It
these
is.
Pirate Cub games have been fun.
Oh, my gosh.
These are the ones that keep you on the edge of your seat.
This guy knows all about the Pirate Cub games, not just from playing, but from going to PNC Park over the years. The Mount Lebanon High School product drives one to center field. Marte toward the ivy. Ian Happ is retired.
We haven't talked about the wind today, but it is blowing in from center field, pretty much straight in. So both pitchers will be able to perhaps use that to their advantage. Those long fly balls get knocked down a little bit.
Temperature is up to 64. It was 59 at game time, but it's up to 64 now.
Yeah, it's warming up nicely. The 7-mile-an-hour is not, a strong wind, and not Wrigley Field type wind, relatively speaking, but it is strong enough to have some effect, and I think we saw a little bit of it right there.
Montgomery 1 for 5 at the plate this season. He's a 152 career hitter with a home run. And he had a base hit off Cool on Memorial Day. And now it is 3-2. Under no circumstances can you not throw him a strike here. Still 3-2.
Knock on wood, Greg.
Nope. Nothing to knock on wood about there. It's a fact.
Just facts.
You can't walk him. You get Chris Bryant on deck in this lineup. You can't walk the pitcher. You just walk the pitcher.
That's for hard high. You got to be careful of those guys.
Yeah. Bucks will host the Reds on a free shirt Friday next week. 7:05. First 20,000 fans will get a free Pirates t-shirt thanks to Sheets. That's Trevor Williams enjoying that t-shirt. It's also a $1 dog night. You'll enjoy that, presented by Sugardale. Get your tickets at pirates.com/free shirt Friday. First 20,000 fans get one of those free t-shirts thanks to Sheets. A lot of pirate garb around Wrigley.
I think it's one of the favorite road cities of a lot of our Pirate fans. They love to come to Chicago, spend a weekend, come to this fabled ballpark.
Taste some of that good ice cream.
A lot of ice cream shops around the ballpark.
Yeah.
Not sure ice cream is what Wrigley's famous for. Oh, there's some. Definitely trying to crowd him with that fastball. See the velocity, 98. People, I just don't think all the time realize what a great arm Chad Kuhl has. I mean, velocity-wise, he can throw with just about anybody in the league, especially if you're just talking starters. How about that hook?
Got a piece of it. Bryant is batting leadoff for the first time this season. Mentioned that Joe Madden will rearrange that order regularly.
How does anybody know their role?
I think the role is to go out and play ball. And bounced left side, and no throw from Mercer, and it's first and second.
You might have had it out there. You had the pitcher running. I think if he comes up with that ball cleanly, he can get a force out at second. There goes a base hit. Just couldn't find the handle with it.
Two on, one out, and here's Jason Hayward. He bounced a double inside the third base bag, his first time up. And lines this to left field. They're loaded for Zobrist. Here comes Ray Searage.
This will be already the second visit to the mound.
I'd like to get a few innings out of the starter. You're looking for some consistency, that rotation, and the bullpen, which underwent a change earlier today. Pirates DL Richard Rodriguez, bring up Dovydas Neverauskas. And Hurdle said that he was partially to blame for the injury he had. Rodriguez, if not in a game, at least throwing in a bullpen 5 of 6 days. He said, I don't think I've ever done that before. Allegheny Health Network injury update. Shoulder discomfort lands Richard Rodriguez on the DL, and Neverauskas comes up from AAA Indy, who was with the Pirates at the beginning of the season.
I was reading some quotes today in the paper from Clenny. Maybe lighting a little fire under some of the pitchers. I don't know if you saw those or not, but
did not.
It was something about it, you know, you can call it consistency or just executing some pitches, but either one of those would help tremendously. Not happy with the pitching right now.
You see 6 career grand slams for Zobrist, who had the RBI single in the first inning.
Said that they can continue to coach these guys up, but at some point changes have to be made. Maybe patience starting to run a little thin.
Yeah. Kuhl facing Zobrist. Zobrist has hit into only 2 double plays. Just by comparison, Wilson Contreras has grounded into 6, the most on the Cubs. across the mound. And Harrison gets one on the first. He does not get two. Another in, it's 3-1.
Yeah, ball just slowed down a little bit by Cool. Cool just gets a piece of this and slows it down. Now, I'm not sure what effect it had on it. Yeah, Greg, it might have slowed it down enough for Jay Hay to actually make a play on it.
Look at the Health Network Supermo, fairly close, but didn't get a strong throw off. So Zobrist picks up another ribby.
Hard to get anything on that throw. You're on the dead run, kind of the opposite direction, having to throw back across your body. It's all just forearm and wrist. That's all you got to get any velocity on the ball.
And now it's Rizzo. Cervelli with a stop. Fastball in the dirt.
Right on the front edge of the plate. And sometimes they'll catch the front lip of that plate and they'll be bouncing very high over everybody. It's fortunate that wasn't the case there.
He falls behind him 2-0. Rizzo picked up his 43rd RBI of the year with that sacrifice fly in the first. And now with 20 ribbies in his last 19 games. And the shift on him. Josh Harrison well onto the outfield grass. Mercer over on the right side. And Cool gets a call. Rizzo double checking there with Chad Fairchild.
Didn't like that. He thought it was off the plate outside. Fairchild saying, "Oh, that ball was a..."
And then wow, says Rizzo.
Little backdoor breaking ball that caught the outside corner. And it's the umpire's opinion that counts, not Rizzo's. Change up, maybe. I think he's kind of pitching around Rizzo,
Yeah,
isn't he?
Yep.
In reality, he hasn't thrown one over the plate yet. Contreras on deck.
Oh.
Little slider. Probably was a good pitch for Rizzo to hit. I don't think he meant to throw that pitch right there. But Cool, I mean, he's got good stuff, so he gets away with those sometimes. That was an example of it.
Wow. Ends up striking him out. I think
that's where he wanted to throw it.
I think they were intending to pitch around him. They strike him out.
Well, last night the Altoona Curve played their annual Game of Hope in Curve, Pennsylvania. Many of the players shaved their heads to stand in solidarity with those fighting cancer. Cam View, Sean Kaselica, Brian Reynolds, Will Craig, and others were among those who participated. The Game of Hope is held each season in an effort to raise funds and awareness for combating all forms of cancer. The team also wore special hats that were auctioned off for the Relay for Life of Central Blair. And cancer survivors took the field with the team before the anthem. And the Curve, Greg and Bob, by the way, won the ball game by a 1-0 score. Fantastic game that they have once every year. The Game of Hope last night, guys.
Great participation there, Robbie. And now Jay Hay, ball one. Harrison started the ball game with a base hit to left.
Little backhand lob. I wonder if anybody keeps track of one-handed odd hits. Jay Hay has to lead the league in that every year.
Yeah, I have to think so.
You know, something I bet you they do keep track of it is hits that aren't in the strike zone.
Yes.
And that Jay Hay has to be well up there.
And he's got another hit.
Yeah, that well out of the strike zone high.
He is a throwback. We talked about that on the telecast the other day with Steve Blass about former teammates like Sangi that would go after pitches well out of the zone like that high fastball.
Yeah, he's up there. You know, if I can hit it, I'm swinging at it. He is a throwback. Loves to play. There's certain guys that play, Greg, where you know that this is exactly what they did when they were in Little League. Same way. There's not a lot of them on every team, but there's a couple of guys that just, they have that enthusiasm, their style. They have never changed since they were 10 years old.
On first with nobody out. Bucks trailing 3-1. Meadows had that single to left his first time up. Harrison, a Cub draft pick out of the University of Cincinnati. Contreras has thrown out one runner, Meadows, who tried to steal second base in the first inning, and Contreras from his knees threw out Austin Meadows. This time Montgomery, nope, foul ball, just gets a piece of it. And he stays alive.
Did it bounce or not? Oh yeah, absolutely bounced.
Contreras asking if Chad Fairchild would check with Joe West. 0-2 count. And another double play ball. Thrown away. As Jay Hay goes in to break up that double play, and Baez taps him on the back. Good play.
Anytime there's a slide nowadays where a double play is not finished. You kind of.
Yeah, antenna goes up. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure that the Cubs kind of are looking at this slide in the back room, wondering if they want to say anything about it. It did look like there was a little contact made.
Marte, sacrifice fly in the first. And 1 ball, 1 strike. Anytime there are slides now at home or at second base. And yesterday, Albert Almora came in on a sacrifice fly. It was a head first slide into home plate. And here's the play at the plate. He would end up scoring on a violation of the so-called Posey rule, initially ruled out. But umpires back in New York felt like he didn't have a chance at the plate. No lane. For Almora. Phillies catcher Knapp, as Anthony Rizzo picked up the sacrifice fly after all, the RBI. Andrew Knapp blocking home plate. So now it's 3-2 on Marte as the Pirates try and get something going. They had first and third, nobody out in the first inning, then settled for the Marte sac fly. And then a caught stealing and a ground out. A potential big inning sizzled, was sizzling initially and then fizzled. And now it's first and second with 1 out for Cervelli. It's the first walk for Montgomery, who hit Mercer last inning.
The Pirates an opportunity to take advantage of the defensive miscue. It should have been a fairly routine double play that they messed up. Now you get the base on balls, and there's your chance. Down by 2. Get these 2 guys in, tie it up.
Line toward the Cub dugout. And Doug Glanville working down there. Former Philly, former Cub.
A lot of guys you could say that of.
Yes.
Phillies and Cubs have always been trading partners.
I don't know if you saw that Glanville was diving out of the way. We've talked about how Pirate fans are the best fielding fans in all of baseball. Well, even our in-game reporters are the best in all of baseball. Robbie Ince-Mikowski would not have shied away from that liner. 1-2 on Cervelli. Not happy with himself.
Pirates a couple of times they not recognizing, I guess, the slowness of that big breaking ball. They've not fooled so much by the break of it, but they've been way out in front.
Jammed him, and that is a foul ball.
That would have been a nice one to be called fair. The base is loaded. Deckerson on deck.
Stays 1-2 on Cervelli. He's at the 35 RBI mark. And hitting fourth again, by the way. And down on strikes he goes. And the first punch out for Montgomery. Now with 25 strikeouts on the season in 40 innings.
Yeah, he's not a power strikeout guy. He's more of a pitcher type. Got to make his pitches. Just changing speeds, trying to destroy timing. That's his game. Use the defense, try to get some soft contact.
His third start since getting back in the rotation in place of Hugh Darvish, who's on the disabled list. Joe West says he went.
Dickerson saying, no way. Been around for centuries. We've run into Joe West a couple of times. Tells some stories, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Had some great ones over the years.
He's got them. He's got them.
Good guy to sit down and have a cup of coffee with.
Yeah. And to left. And a diving catch is made by Happ, who didn't read it very well. But makes the grab. Pirates leave a couple. Scored twice in the bottom half, another in the second, and an opportunity falls by the wayside in the top of this third inning as Ian Happ makes the diving catch on the Dickerson fly ball. So the Pirates leave 2 on. They've left 4 in the last couple innings. Here's Wilson Contreras.
Yeah, both these starting pitchers having to work hard to get through these innings. Nothing's coming easy. 10 hits already in this ball game between the two clubs. Split 5 on each side. Just 2.5 innings. A lot of times you can look at the flags and figure out what kind of day you're going to have, but not the case so far today. Wind's blowing in, but offense still has the upper hand early in this one.
Now 3-1 on Contreras. He's walked a man, he's hit a batter. He's allowed 5 hits. On deck, Almora, whom he hit.
A 3-1 breaking ball. Nicola has been not afraid to use that slider when he's been behind the count. Did a good job with it to Rizzo last inning. And there's another one right down the pipe. Now that I think was a curveball though. Still a breaking pitch.
Brings up Almora. Again, Happ.
Probably playing a little too deep, you would think, for Dickerson, who likes to slap the ball to left, really doesn't drive the ball over there. And with the wind at his back, ended up having to make a nice diving catch to get that last out.
So his catcher appreciating the effort as Dickerson almost able to
you can see
drop
how
it in
deep
there.
he is. That's the warning track right behind him.
One ball, 2 strikes to count on Almora. .314 average. Coming in 8th in the league. How about Matt Kemp hitting .349 to lead the National League? Scooter Jeanette of the Reds hitting .344. Then Freddie Freeman and Nick Markakis, a couple of Braves. Nolan Arenado, Brandon Crawford, Corey Dickerson, Albert Almora. One of the top 10 in the National League.
Now Almora just adding another quality bat to this Cub lineup.
They lead the league in hitting, combined to hit a .264 team batting average. .344 on base, tops in the league. So Chad Kuhl suddenly has the strikeout pitch going.
Hey, he's got that breaking ball working.
3 straight punch outs. Back to Rizzo, fanning in the second.
A couple of curveballs for strike 3 this inning.
Lots of activity around Wrigley.
Got the grill going out on the rooftop. More ice cream. Maybe they do have a lot of ice cream shops around here.
It's huge. Ball and a strike. See the numbers for Javier Baez. How about 14 homers, 46 RBIs, and 3 walks?
He's not up there looking for a free pass.
No, he is not.
Or a single, for that matter. The way he puts his back out at every swing. And he has to try and get it back lined up again.
Now, if you include intentional walks, which we don't, you and I,
I don't know why they call them walks anymore. They're point buys.
Yeah. 11 total.
They really should change the name of them. And then they would.
I'm sorry, 7 total, but 4 intentional. Take a look at the pitch.
'97.
Well, here's a situation. Total of 7 walks. If you count the intentionals, 4 of those, and it's now 3-2. And he swings.
That ball 4.
Jay Hay, nice play out in shallow right.
Fourth inning. Toyota, what drives you?
And it is a Friday night rocks, or in this case a Friday day rocks. It's always rocking around Wrigley. Cubs have been one of the hotter teams in baseball now, 35-24. And within a half game of first in the National League Central Division. It's the only afternoon game today. The Brewers will be in Philadelphia tonight. Cardinals visit the Reds in Cincy. Down a pair here in the fourth. David Freese singled in the second inning.
One of the things I never did like about this place is that you couldn't scoreboard watch. You know, you're sitting in that dugout, you know, especially if you're having a good year on a good team. You're always looking up at the scoreboard, seeing what the other guys are doing. But when you come to Wrigley Field, and they used to not have any lights here, it was always that night game. You were the only action all the time. You couldn't look and see what anyone else was doing. That was one of the joys of sitting down that dugout. The out-of-town scoreboard.
Freese bounces out to Baez. Starting off this fourth inning against Montgomery.
This is one of the great all-time scoreboards. Glad they've never done anything with it. It's got to be some kind of a monument, doesn't it? The scoreboard here.
Yeah. Historic landmark.
Yeah, they won't ever be able to take it down. That represents baseball, really. That old mechanical scoreboard. Big old analog clock sitting on top. What a sight. And now, of course, you have the modern big scoreboard right next to it. Two big scoreboards that are modern. they have maxed out on scoreboards here.
Yeah.
It was so different.
Colin Moran drives one toward right. Hayward looking, and Colin Moran hits it off the wall in right for a one-out double and head first dive, just to be sure.
Think Hayward had a chance to catch that?
Maybe.
Well, look, he's kind of upset with himself a little bit, I think.
The Gold Glover.
That win, brought that one back, knocked it down.
He's up taking a look at the replay. Was Hayward.
Now right here, this is where he thinks it's a home run. And then he turns his back and waits, and it actually, look, it hit down by the 3 and the 368 sign. Didn't even hit high on the wall. It would have been maybe knee high on the wall where the ball hit.
Five-time Gold Glover.
Oh,
Hayward.
he is fantastic out there, but he may have made a mistake there.
Well, Moran at second with one out.
There's some guys you take that gold thing on their glove with a grain of salt.
Line drive to second.
But not Hayward. He definitely deserves a Gold Glove on his right hand. Still, they always talking defense. You ever notice that too about him? Communication between him and the center fielder is always ongoing out there. Very good.
Backswing whacks Contreras.
Took a bias swing.
Apparently crossed up.
Yeah, crossed him up, and wow, right in the side of the head.
that could have been way worse.
Yeah, if that hits him.
I mean, just one
in his ear.
If he gets up even a little bit sooner, gets him on the, gets him on the side of the head, back of the head. Looked like all mask, but Chad Fairchild checking in with him.
And that did cost him a trip. Now, isn't that, Greg, kind of umpire's discretion a little bit about you can go out on a cross-up and not be charged? He walked all the way to the mound with Contreras, listened in to see what they were talking about. Then he turned around and said, yeah, that's a trip.
I thought that might have been when they were out of visits, you could talk him into it. But
I'm trying to think of a reason he would go out there with them and listen to their conversation.
Go, go, go! Well, it gets away, so Moran will wind up at third.
Will go as a wild pitch, but should have been a pass ball. I mean, you got to expect that one to get blocked, don't you? It's an inch in front of the glove. That ball hit almost the same amount in front of the glove as that one earlier where he was trying to tell the umpire he caught it on a fly.
Yeah.
So.
Dribbler to Rizzo. Moran stranded. Pirates have left 5 over the last 3 innings. Down 2. Some cool shots from the Allegheny Health Network. Supermo, first of 3 with the Cubs. Start of a 6-game road trip for the Pirates. We're back to 500 at 31-31. And Clint Hurdle said today in his office, this is a good place to start. Get back to winning ways. Made note of the fact the Pirates have not won a series now. This ball's bounced foul by Happ. 6 straight series the Pirates have lost since they began the year, winning 10 of their first 14. Some of the starting pitchers right now. The schedule calls for Nick Kingham tomorrow, Joe Musgrove on Sunday, as Happ lines one toward right, and there is Meadows, a bullet. Gonna bring up Montgomery.
It looked like it hooked right to him.
Meadows saying that ball,
yeah, well, I mean,
rifled to right.
This ball right now is starting to hook. It's coming back to him, and he just had to come to an abrupt halt, or he was going to overrun it. Cool. Knows he got a line out there. Makes up for those seeing eye ground balls at times.
Montgomery, 1-2 count. Cool walked him with 1 out in the second. And sure enough, Montgomery came around to score. This time he goes down. 5 Ks for Cool. And to the top of the order, Chris Bryant. And Chad Cole 1-5 and an ERA of over 7 in 8 career starts against these Cubs. That includes his strong outing at PNC Park on Memorial Day, giving up a run in 6 innings on 4 hits.
If it gets 3 more zeros up there and leaves this game after 6, giving up 3, it'd be a positive start. 1 out away from putting up an easy 0 this inning. Easy because of that line drive that was caught.
First pitch strikes for Cool.
Backdoor slider. Hitter gives up on it, and then it just comes in and catches the inside corner. You hope for the call, and he got it. Curveball, should be bouncing. Saw Cervelli point to where he wanted it to land. After he put down the 2, he pointed at the dirt out to his right, put it right there. And Cool obliged. 3-3, put it out there. Ooh, changeup. Interesting. Oh, right on right changeup.
Still 2-2.
I might have thrown 3 of those in my life.
Right on right changeups.
Yeah, OPS on that pitch was about 1,500.
They got a lot of the zone, but no strike call there. It's 3-2.
That's probably the toughest place to get the strike call on anything, is right at the very top. Historically, you know, you go back, wow, that was nowhere close to being a strike. And I think still some umpires have a tough time with that one.
Chris Bryant is 3 for 3.
Anytime you have 2 strikes on a hitter, the location on any breaking ball is much more important than when you're behind in a count. When he is, and I guess what they call nowadays the advantage count. Terminology just kind of changes year after year. Used to always be hitters counts. Now it's the advantage count.
Advantage Hayward. The top 3 hitters in this lineup have all 6 hits against Cool. Again, Joe Madden deciding to stack the deck. Have Bryant lead off for the first time this season. The career numbers talked about earlier. Bryant, Hayward, Zobrist, Rizzo, all great career numbers against Cool.
And you can tell when they make their lineups, when Madden does it, he really puts a lot of stock into those numbers.
Hayward bats second for the 7th time this season. Zobrist is batting third for just the 5th time this year. Bryant has hit third more than any other Cub. A double to left, a single to left for Hayward, and a 2-2 count. Bryant at first, 2 down, and the Pirates trailing by a couple in the 4th. The 28-year-old Atlanta, Georgia native Jason Hayward has spent parts of his first 5 seasons in the majors with the Braves, a year with the Cardinals. This is 3rd with the Cubbies. Signed an 8-year free agent contract before the 2016 season.
Could be a Cub for a while. Remember that first spring training? I can remember playing the Braves and hearing stories about this young phenom they had, and where in the parking lot his home runs are landing. Yeah. Just tremendous power. He's never really panned out to be that big home run hitter. Certainly has the size. But when he first came up, they really expected him to really just challenge, I think, for the home run lead year after year.
Hit 18 his first year. Runner takes off, and from his knees, Cervelli turns the trick, just like Contreras earlier in the ball game. Francisco Cervelli throws out Bryant. The inning ends with Chris Bryant still shaking his head, being thrown out. As Cervelli from his knee throws on to Mercer in a perfect strike. The out call and the Allegheny Health Network Supermo look. Perfect throw, and Cervelli, apparently someone said nice throw, and he says thank you. So Josh Harrison will lead things off, and his first pitch swinging, bounces it back to Montgomery. One pitch and one out. As we begin this top of the fifth inning, Harrison was 2 for 2. What's this all about? He said that Contreras interfered. But no call from Chad Fairchild. Contreras, what's going on here?
He's trying to wave off the trainers.
But he's walking around like he's hurt.
Yeah. The bat hit him on the back of his Achilles. Right there. Maybe not his Achilles. Maybe that.
His ankle, side of his ankle.
Yeah, you're a doctor. What is that? That bone that sticks out
your
your
ankle. 0-1 the count on Meadows, who's 1 for 2.
You don't know the name of that bone?
I told you.
It's right here. It sticks out the side.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
It's got a name. I know it's got a name. I know you know what it is.
We'll work on that.
You went to college, didn't you?
Let's ask Robbie.
Didn't you take some classes?
Well, regardless, he seems fine, Contreras.
I'm going to Google it and see what the name of that bone is.
I'll do that. And a 3-1 count on Meadows. He singled and was caught stealing. Contreras threw him out in the first. And Meadows bounced to Zobrist his last time up. Pirates have had some action on the bases. First inning, they set things up right away. The Harrison Meadows back-to-back hits, first and third, nobody out. Starling Marte brought home Harrison with a sacrifice fly, but then Meadows caught stealing and Cervelli bounced out. Second inning began with back-to-back hits from Corey Dickerson and David Freese, but Colin Moran hit into a double play. And a bouncer past Bryant, and Meadows is 2 for 3.
You know, it is amazing to see how comfortable he is at the plate in any situation. I know that John pointed this out right away. I think after his first couple at bats, that when he takes pitches, there's that look of confidence.
Quiet.
His body language when he's at the plate is like this is his 5th or 6th year in the big leagues. Tibia, fibula, and talus. I think it's one of those 3.
What are you talking about now?
The bone.
Oh, we're talking about Meadows. I'm sorry.
I told you I was going to look it up.
Okay, Steve. You are getting more like Blas with each day.
We're getting closer in age now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm catching him.
You're catching him.
We're starting to think alike.
Well, Marte with 7 home runs on the year. It'd be nice, with the breeze, see if Marte could drive one out of here. Montgomery's given up a total of 3 in 41 innings.
Meadows thrown out earlier. It took a absolute perfect throw and a nice tag to get him, but he is 0 for 1 this afternoon and trying to swipe it back.
Pirates, by the way, hit 8 home runs in that 3-game series here in April to take 2 of 3 from the Cubs. Marte and Cervelli both hit homers on April the 10th in an 8-5 Pirates win.
A big sweeping curveball, Montgomery's. Now that one, I would say more movement than the speed difference that messed up Marte, because he swung it when it was so far inside. But a lot of times, especially when he keeps it away from a hitter, it's just they're way out in front of it. They're using it almost like just a change of pace.
No strikes yet to Marte. Though it is 3-2. He saw on the strike zone. No pitches in that zone. That was well within the zone there.
Slows everything down with the off-speed stuff, especially that slow curve ball. And then even though he's only throwing, that last pitch 91, if he puts it in a good spot, the hitter's behind it. Marte, very quick bat. He can get to anybody's fastball, but that 91 got on his hands because he's of the off-speed stuff.
Chopper left side, and Bryant goes on and gets Marte for the second out. And it brings up Cervelli. The Pirates in need of a hit here. Down a couple. Point Park University tweets. There we are. The lateral Malalis.
Oh, okay. Now that makes more sense.
Meliolas. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. See, everybody knows what that is, obviously, but you couldn't help me out.
Apparently you didn't know.
I'm of an age before people knew stuff like that.
Oh. As he Googled. Not by typing it in, by the way. He hit the cough button and said, look up the ankle bone. What's the name for the ankle bone? On the Google search. You are definitely like Blast now. You are catching up to him.
You caught that, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
I'm not real good, typing with the thumbs like
Picks up his reading glasses, hits the cough button. Oh, wave and a miss. 0-2 on Cervelli. By the way, speaking of injuries, and this has to be a major concern for the Angels. Shohei Ohtani goes on the disabled list with a grade 2 sprain of the UCL in his pitching elbow, the ulnar collateral ligament. One and two. Wouldn't that be horrible news for
horrible.
The Angels and for baseball?
It is.
If he has to undergo Tommy John, if he has to undergo Tommy John. He had the platelet-rich plasma and stem cell injections yesterday in LA, and he's going to be reevaluated in 3 weeks. Boy. 2-2.
With every pitcher, it's almost when are they going to go through that?
But he's been such a great story in baseball.
It's just a lot of fun to watch and talk about two-way players. He's brought up the conversation about who else might be a two-way player. It's fun to think about that kind of stuff in baseball. Those are the good stories.
Roller to Bryant. Pirates strand another base runner. At the halfway mark, they're still down a couple to the Cubs. 35 a week from this coming Sunday at PNC Park. Kids Day before the game on Federal Street in the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone. Kids and dads will both get a replica batting practice cap thanks to Kennywood. And kids and dads can run the bases after the game. That's presented by Rivendell. Go to pirates.com/kidsdays for tickets. Some members of the Pirates front office on hand. Just saw Brian Stroh seated next to team president Frank Coonley. Brian Stroh, the senior VP of Business Affairs and the general counsel for the Bucks. Jason Hayward, Ben Zobrist, Anthony Rizzo. Bottom of the 5th against Cool. Ball 1. One ball, one strike. Because somebody just proposed. She said yes. Reaction, the crowd. One ball, 2 strikes.
Let's see. A lot of happy folks there.
Tears of joy. Bounced hard and backhanded nicely by Free. He's going to keep it himself to retire Hayward, beginning the bottom of the 5th inning. So Hayward retired for the first time by Cool. Start number 13 for this right-hander from the University of Delaware. Keeping the card. Keeping score like Bob.
Yep. Make sure you know what's going on. You used to have to keep score in this place. Now, got a lot of nice scoreboards all around to help you out. Ray always taking notes. Got the 4-colored pen. I mean, look at all the information you put out here.
Yeah. A lot of stuff.
The one thing they've done that I think it really was important is even though they have these new modern boards, they always they keep the background on them that dark green and keeps the theme of this older ballpark going.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of crazy colors up there. Works out for him.
Yep.
353 down that right field line. Guessing about probably, if it's 53 to there, it's probably about 380 to the sidewalk. Just on the other side. 355 out toward the fire station.
Well, things are moving along here, the renovations that they've made, and not just here inside Wrigley, but outside as well. A lot of new construction. And a walk to Zobrist with 1 out. Brings up Anthony Rizzo. We look at AARP take on Anthony Rizzo, his career against Cool. 7 for 18 for Anthony Rizzo, including his strikeout in the 2nd.
Fell behind him 3-1, almost had the appearance he was being pitched around. And then he swung and missed the 3-1 slider and then chased the 3-2 slider for the strikeout. See how he pitches it this time. Good hard fastball, just a tick low for ball 1. That one was in there. Got the eye black on, but not much glare today. Been playing this game under cloud cover the entire time. Lights have been on. They had the tarp on the field till about 45 minutes before game time. A lot of rain in the area this morning.
Ball fouled away by Rizzo. Two and two. It's hard not to still try to glance down the lines here at Wrigley, see who might be warming up for Pittsburgh as Cool approaches 100 pitches and now goes to 3-2. Well, one of the changes that they made here a couple of years ago was to remove those bullpens down the lines.
Yeah, they brought the stands out closer to the field. Hardly any room. Had to do something about the bullpens. They got rid of them.
So Dovydas Neverauskas just got up in the bullpen, which is behind the wall.
A bull room now.
Yes. Bull room.
The bull room.
Yep.
There's a nice big room underneath the bleachers where the pitchers can get loose in private.
You ever seen anything like that before, by the way, in all your years in professional baseball, where you're warming up and you're removed from, it's like, I guess when guys go in to take batting practice in the cages.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that. I mean, certainly nothing when Steve and I played. I mean, that half the bullpens are still on the field.
Yeah.
And I mean, right along the foul lines, like this one used to be.
Swing and a miss again from his knees, and again Cervelli throws out a runner. This time Zobrist on the strike him out, throw him out, inning-ending double play. Pirates trail 3-1. Zobrist just caught stealing as he was on the move, and the pitch to Rizzo, the 3-2.
He's running just to stay out of a possible double play, so he's not getting the greatest jump in the world. So once it's a strike three, if you get a good, accurate throw down there, most of the time you'll complete the double play. But it's not always easy when you get a pitch like that.
Whoa, how about that reaction?
Yeah, that was on a breaking ball, down and in.
Fired up was Cervelli.
Cervelli is always fired up. He loves, he's all that stuff we talked about Jay Hay there in that first inning about, still playing the game like you're 10 years old and having a great time with it. That definitely applies to Cervelli.
Corey Dickerson, 1 for 2. We're just talking about the bullpens. On the bottom of the 5th ended, we saw Neverauskas loosening in the bull room. Down the right field wall is lifted to center. Should be easy for Almora. I wonder what A.J. Burnett would have done if he wanted the bullpen to sit down.
Go make a phone call, I guess. They tell us that it's behind back there, but we don't really know that. I mean, it could be in a warehouse down the street or something. We don't know where the guys are at. Never actually seen it myself. Oh, there's the other bull room on the other side in action.
Corey Mazzoni.
Sounds like an old Chicago watering hole, the bull room.
I'm sure there is a bull room around Chicago. That is a watering hole.
Coffee shop.
Coffee and beverages, yeah.
Coffee shop.
Richard Rodriguez is on the disabled list today with shoulder discomfort.
Be watching from the dugout for a while.
And Hayward with a little bit of room and in fair territory makes the catch. Negotiating that high wall. Two fly ball outs to start the 6th. It's the first time today that the first 2 Pirates have been retired by Montgomery. Moran with a double off the wall in the 4th.
The catch that was the glove. Yeah, he's getting some high fives. He must have made that grab. Colin came very close to putting one in the basket.
Dave Joust, one of the coaches on the staff with that baseball.
Moran got one of those big curve balls that was up, hit it hard, but the wind just wouldn't let it get into that front row. Still got a double out of it. Meadows up on the railing.
Line toward left field, carrying well, and there's Happ making an outstanding catch in left. Ian Happ.
Twice today he's made some good defense, good diving catches.
Corey Dickerson hit a fly ball to shallow left in the 3rd inning. And Moran lining that ball toward the track and left. And Happ has made 2 outstanding catches.
And that was a pretty good catch, but man, I really loved this last one he made. And this ball was tattooed.
And this one he had in his sights right away. Didn't slow down.
Laying out for it, backhand, right at the edge of the track. Montgomery loved it, obviously. He needed a little help there. Thought he had thrown a double, I'm sure. Cool is over 100 pitches, 101 now. I'm sure the bull room is seeing some action.
3rd time this season he has gone over that 100 pitch mark. His season high 108 on May the 6th. Now it's Edgar Santana.
You know what's really got to be weird, Greg? It's not the warming up in there, but how about the watching of the ball game in there?
Yeah.
Cubs pen is sitting around and going over to some scouting reports.
It has to be such a weird feeling to be in a closed room, and then you're called upon, and all of a
And
sudden
you
you open
come
up
out,
like the
it's like
arena, like the old.
Yeah, it's like the Roman gladiator.
Exactly, like a gladiator.
Come out into the arena.
Yeah.
Except they're just like Cubs instead of Lions. It's a one-way sign. You can.
Yeah, you can see out.
You can see out through that. I don't know how that works.
How clear that is.
Some kind of technology. We can't see them. They can see us. Kind of like the camera here in the booth.
Yes. Very, very similar to that. We'll change that someday.
No, they won't.
Yeah, we will. I'm telling you, I'm going to get one. He skips off of Moran's glove for a hit to start the 6th. Contreras with his first hit. That's just the 2nd time that a Cub player has reached to start an inning.
Well, they had 5 hits in this game very early on, and Cool able to take charge for a couple innings. That breaking ball of his has been very good last couple frames.
Clint Hurdle, to Bob's point, kind of pushing maybe the starter a little bit starting today with Cool.
You'd love to get 6 innings out of him.
Jamison Tyone went only 5 innings yesterday in a disappointing start against the Dodgers. Trevor Williams went 3 on Wednesday. Musgrove 5 on Tuesday. Cool the bottle, and everybody's safe.
Do you think that will be enough? 108 pitches. You see Clint looking at his lineup card.
If he fields with his glove, if he fields the ball with his glove, he's got a chance to get the out there. He went with a bare hand on that spinning bunt. Hurdle's going to stay with Cool against Baez. He has struck him out and popped them up.
Chad needs a double play ball here to stay in it. Now he has Happ on deck, who he's had very good success other than that line drive. So maybe he's got 2 more hitters.
Meeting on the mound amongst the infielders. Looked like David Freese was very much involved. And Francisco Cervelli.
Well, a lot of first and second, nobody out situations. You're talking over the bunt, but with a guy with almost 50
right?
RBIs at the plate, I don't think that's what that was about. Moran is playing even with the bag at third, though. I think he's thinking it's a possibility.
It'd be a big lift if Kuhl could get Baez to hit the ball on the ground here. Get 2. He's hit into only 3 this season. And that vicious cut. Again, 7 walks and 235 plate appearances. 14 homers.
With Baez, you're probably thinking more about getting a strikeout than a ground ball here. But the ground ball would help out because of what the pitch count scenario is. But maybe for this one game, as you kind of hinted around that Clint's saying, hey, heck with the pitch count. I want to push him through 6 innings. We need 6 innings.
Line to left.
Gonna carry.
Dickerson there. A bullet.
Yeah.
That might have been the red flag for Hurdle.
Yeah, perhaps. Saw him head down to, I guess, the telephone. And yeah, he's coming out now.
Happ, ball to the warning track in center and a line out to right. So Kuhl will go 5 1/3. Allow 3 and responsible for 2 men on. And we'll be back. These after 5 2/3, giving up the 3 and responsible for Contreras and Almora. And only hope now and root for Edgar Santana. As he faces Ian Happ.
See Santana's numbers on the season. Pretty good for a young pitcher. Only 4 walks, 19 strikeouts in his almost 25 innings. Not giving up many hits either. Very important inning right now. Just a 2-run ball game. A couple of guys on base.
Happ, a .232 hitter overall, .231 from this left side of the plate. 6 of his 8 home runs as a lefty hitter. And a couple of strikes on Happ. Nice work. Edgar Santana, 3 pitches to strike out Happ.
The 0-2 breaking ball right down the middle. Usually not as effective as that, but what the heck, it worked that time. Cool, happy. One more out to get.
This will be a tough one. Tommy LaStella, the pinch hitter, a .414 batting average off the bench. 12 for 29 and 5 walks as a pinch hitter. Two-0 on LaStella. Batting for Montgomery. Former 8th round pick of the Braves back in 2011. Had an on-base percentage last year as a pinch hitter of .488. Now it's 2-2 on LaStella. What a tough job this is in Major League Baseball. Come off the bench. Excel as a pinch hitter. Of course, tough job too for the rookie righty Edgar Santana, inheriting 2 runners.
You know, if you really buy into it and accept the fact that you're not going to be an everyday player, I would think it makes it a lot easier. You focus in on what the difference is, the way you have to get ready for a game, how you have to prepare for that one at bat. Still knowing you're going to get the occasional start, but younger guys that have been not only a starter but one of the better starters on every team coming up through the minor leagues. We've talked about this many times. It's quite an adjustment when they get to the big leagues finally, but they find themselves limited playing time, and they got to adjust to a role of coming off the bench, something they've never done in their life. I mean, go back to Little League, whatever.
Edgar Santana up to the task, however, as he strikes out Happ and LaStella. City native, Seneca Valley product. Corey Mazzoni takes over for Mike Montgomery. Came out of that bullpen and left. And this is what it looks like from inside the bull room.
Isn't that crazy that they can see that well out of that?
That's crazy.
And it's just solid green when you when you look back the other way. There's the room. You got the televisions up.
It's still, however, you're still removed.
It doesn't matter. You're behind the glass windows looking out. It's totally
you
different.
can see the game, but as you said, you might as well be 4 blocks away.
Yeah, you could be anywhere. But I still am surprised that those windows are that clear. When you look at them from this side, you wouldn't even know they're windows. They just look like signs.
Line drive to left center field for Mercer. Headed toward the wall. He'll reach second base to begin the 7th inning. Well, a lot of times we've talked over the years about how a great defensive play can pick up an offense. I think the same is true for a relief outing like we just saw from Edgar Santana, coming in and striking out hitters back to back.
Everybody's been picking on the bullpen lately.
Yeah.
You know how baseball is. Everything goes in cycles. You know, the bullpen in this game could be the reason for a nice comeback victory. And Santana's already taken a big step in that direction by striking out the first 2 guys he's faced and putting out a little flare-up. When you're barbecuing, you get a little flare-up. Sprinkle a little coffee on everything.
Sure.
It goes out. That's what Santana did. And that's got the Cubs worried, Greg. Look at him.
Well, Josh Bell is announced as the pinch hitter, so Jim Hickey, pitching coach, goes over a scouting report for.
You could see the fear
Mazzoni.
in their eyes, couldn't you? They know.
And we just got done talking about the role of a pinch hitter. And here's Josh Bell, who in a short amount of time has done pretty good work off the bench when he doesn't start. And bounces this ball, and at least it will move the runner. And still retired by Zobrist. That was a slow developing play. Thought Bell might have a shot at beating it out. Mercer is at third with 1 away.
You know, even though Bell's a big guy, he is not slow. He can get down that line. Chance now to cut it to 1. Infield will be back. Ground ball to first, second, or short. You got to run home.
Big time chase there after letting the first one go by. Randy Rosario is the lefty loosening in the pen.
Think they'll bring him in for Meadows?
Perhaps. And that will not get the run home.
That was the one place the ground ball could not be hit to. Third.
And now it's up to Austin Meadows, and he will face the lefty. Mazzoni gave up the leadoff double. Rosario will be coming on to see Meadows.
by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
And the Bucks in need of a 2-out hit. Down a couple. They are 0 for 9 today with runners in scoring position. Here is Randy Rosario against Meadows. And it's ball 1. Meadows with 6 hits in 15 at-bats against left-handed pitching at the major league level. Hit lefties better at AAA Indy this season. And he's 2 for 3 today, both against the lefty starter Montgomery. Now in the hole, 1-2.
Rosario pitched Tuesday against the Phillies. Gave up a run, a couple innings of work.
Oh, not close.
Bad chase on that one.
Rosario comes in and strikes out Meadows. And the Pirates have left another man on. 7 through their 7. Down 3-1. It's a Friday Night Rocks in the afternoon at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Going to the bottom of the 7th inning. 3-1 score. It's been this way since the 2nd. As you see, Sarge stopping in. Gary Matthews. Gary Matthews, the former Cub, former Philly, and one time traded for Bob Walk. And he was the guest conductor here.
He did a fine job, didn't he?
Guest singer for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Sarge spent some time in the Phillies broadcast booth.
He's a great guy, well loved where he's ever been. Except Atlanta. I don't think him and Ted Turner got along.
No.
If I remember right. That's why he was traded. That's why I was traded for him. Ted said, I don't care. Get whatever you can. They came up with me.
His son played briefly with the Pirates, Gary Matthews Jr., a few years ago. So some Pirate ties. As
it was weird though. I was looking at Gary's bio one day and noticed that he went to the same high school as my father.
No.
Which, yeah, I thought that was kind of
what high school
weird.
would that
San
be?
Fernando High.
How about that? You had not known that?
No, I just.
Did you tell Sarge that?
Yeah, years ago we were talking, and you know, I told him that you know, back when he was an announcer with the Phillies, we used to get together and chat about things, and I thought that was really kind of an unusual deal that the guy that at one time you were traded for. You know, San Fernando High is only about maybe a 10-minute drive from Hart.
Wow.
It's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's wild. It's a wild story. Neverauskas back in the big leagues for the first time since April the 13th. That was his last Pirate outing. 6 2/3 innings, 8 runs, 3 walks. His time at the big league level. Only struck out a couple. But Clint Hurdle talked today about he was pitching with conviction after a rough start at AAA Indy when he was sent down. Richard Rodriguez placed on the disabled list this morning with right shoulder discomfort.
And always, every team, so many injuries during the season, especially that pitching staff. You better have some guys in that AAA level that can pitch, help you out.
He gets a strikeout at 98 right down the middle.
Bryant just got overpowered right there. I bet you that doesn't happen to Bryant very often. Where he gets a fastball middle cut just thrown right by him.
Neverauskas made his major league debut last year at PNC Park against these Cubs. First player born and raised in Lithuania to appear in a big league game. Ended up making 24 appearances for Pittsburgh last year. Hayward was 2 for 3 against Kuhl, who went 5 1/3. Gave up 3 runs on 8 hits.
.97 just off the elbow. 0-2 pitch. Spin him around a little bit. Bruce Keeson would have liked that last one.
Yeah.
He was always a big believer in getting the hitter's attention, making them move their feet. Don't let them stay planted in there all the time.
Diving stop by Freese, robbing Hayward. Well, you really see the defense shine when David Freese over there at first base.
There's a Gold Glove runner-up, was it last year?
Over at third,
yeah. Base, and he always has a good, quick first reaction and soft hands. He took a hit away on that one.
Ben Zobrist has driven in 2 runs First inning single, second inning ground out. Count stays 0-2 on Zobrist. Dovydas Neverauskas. Pirates signed him out of Lithuania, July of 2009. And he does a nice job retiring the side in order, getting a couple of strikeouts. Bucks have 2 more shots, down 2.
All the good food and drink around the ballpark, so I made my way out to a new area called The Park. Still under development, over $3 billion worth of development around the ballpark, scheduled to be completed in 2020. Part of it is a 6-story office building right here that houses all the Cubs employees. Across the street here from the ballpark is a brand new 7-story hotel. Now, speaking of food and drink, look what I'm standing there, Greg and Bob, right by the ice cream stand. So I know this is going to surprise you guys. Bob, I hope you don't fall out of your chair, but I forgot my credit card. I left it back in the room, I promise. So Brownie, here's what I need you to do. Read me your credit card number over the air. Tell me what you want. And I'm going to bring up some of these sweet treats right here. It's just $5 a piece. Charge you $10. I'll be up in half an inning. Well, 15, including mine. All right? So start reading that number. I got my pen and paper right here, and I'll be right up in half an inning. Okay? All right. See you guys in a bit.
Well, you did that to us a couple weeks ago, Robbie, and
I gave my number. You forgot, I guess.
And you've had to change credit card companies and numbers and everything else because of that.
The air.
Yeah. And
now he's
by the way, whatever happened to cold hard cash, Robbie?
You know, I actually didn't bring any cash.
Oh,
Credit cards in the room. I have no cash.
Yeah, okay.
Just give me what flavors you want. They have a handful of them. Be on my way. We'll have before the 9th inning.
All right.
Thanks in advance, Brownie, for buying.
It certainly is an amazing thing about this ballpark, Greg. The entertainment before and after the game all around. This is a destination for baseball fans. That's all brand new. That was like it's kind of an old parking lot before, right? Where the TV trucks and stuff. Now it's just gorgeous. Big hotel next door.
Marte, late decision and a bad one.
Yep. Starting to run out of time.
5 outs left.
Yeah, we've got to make a move here soon. Pirates have gotten 8 hits today. Need a big one at the right moment.
There's another bullpen that has really responded well to maybe early season challenges like a lot of clubs, but for much of this year been a strong group of relievers. Second best ERA among major league bullpens behind only Milwaukee. 200 batting average against. Cervelli 0 for 3. And hitless in 2 opportunities with men in scoring position. The Pirates have had chances, but they've been unable to come up with a big hit. And really, for all the talk and hullabaloo of the Cubs series at PNC Park, drew the attention of so many fans, and the Rizzo slide and all that. When it comes down to it, the best way to silence the Cubs is to beat them, and the Pirates were able to do that in April 2 out of 3, but the Cubs took the series at PNC Park and they lead this one 3-1, and the Pirates in danger of dropping back below 500. It'd be the first time this season Pirates would be below the 500 mark, right?
Yes, it will. The score holds up.
Well,
tying run to the plate,
yeah,
though.
Here we go. Corey Dickerson. And some social media shout outs from folks that are here at Wrigley, Pirates fans, bunch of first timers at Wrigley. First road trip.
Not that far.
From Panama.
Get on a plane or drive on up. This is a nice little baseball trip to make. See the Pirates.
Here's Corey Dickerson, who is 1 for 3. And a fly ball to right. Hayward again is over.
Trying to deal with the sunshine. Popped out for the first time this afternoon. Clouds finally starting to burn off.
David Freese probably not going to face a lefty. Looks as though Joe Madden is about ready to make a change. And a double switch. Pedro Strop, the setup man for these Cubs. He's going to be coming on to face David Freese, or see if Clint Hurdle counters. Not many options really left. Josh Bell's already been used as a pinch hitter. We'll see. Does Gregory Polanco get a chance to swing against Strop? We'll find out. here in the 8th inning. Double switch. Madison Russell takes over at short. Baez moves from short to second, and here's Pedro Strop. We wondered whether it would be David Freese to face Strop, because Freese is 0 for 9 in his career against Strop. Now Polanco has just 4 at bats, but he's 1 for 4 against him. This is a bad matchup for the Pirates. Well, you almost hoped that it clipped Freese, but it didn't.
Now Freese didn't really try to jump out of the way of it. He's rolled his shoulder into it. He's out in front 2-0. Take a good run at one now. The advantage count. That was 2-1. Now it's the action count. Dick Enberg, he's called the action.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Action pitch. 2-1.
Dick
Back in the old California Angel days.
Bob grew up listening to Dick Enberg. And to the shortstop.
It's the action pitch. You're right.
6-4, and David Freese is now 0 for 10 in his career against Strop. Saturday, Pirates will take on the Reds at 4:05. Fun starts on Federal Street before the game. A Margaritaville block party, which features live music, food trucks, and autographs from 1960 Cy Young Award winner Vernon Law. And the first 20,000 fans will get a Pirates Hawaiian shirt thanks to AT&T Sportsnet. Go to pirates.com for tickets. 1 week from tomorrow, 4:05.
Nice looking shirt too, isn't it? I mean,
the giveaway shirts.
The giveaway shirt I love it. It's beautiful. It's got little pirate logos all over it. It's
much better
the
than
right
that
colors. It's definitely the way to go. Show up, get a free one of those. You won't regret it. I'm going to try and find one of those for myself.
It's a fight blast for it.
Well, normally we have, like, at some point during the season, we have a Hawaiian shirt flight somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
That'll give me something to wear. Yeah.
It's a great idea. Why don't you grab one for the traveling
for the crew
party, the crew,
huh?
the gypsies.
Let's see what happens.
Although they might not want to wear that. They like to select their own. Usually, that's, you know, the theme road trips.
Yeah. We would look like kind of we're
a team
uniform or something if we all had the same one on. So yeah, I'm gonna wear that one. You guys do. You're on your own.
I'm going to wear it with you.
All right.
All right. I think Joe and John will also. Well, 1-2 now on Rizzo. Neveraskis, a second inning of work. All of a sudden, the Pirates have made Rizzo, in particular, Cool and Neverauskas, not look so good. 3 strikeouts.
Rizzo looked rather bad today.
This is the 4th toughest player to strike out in the National League, and Cool struck him out each of the last 2 times up, and now Neverauskas.
Curveball just fell off the table.
Neverauskas 6 2/3 innings his first go round in the big leagues, and a total of 6 2/3 innings, 3 walks, and a total of 2 strikeouts.
Which for somebody that has his stuff, that's a real low number for him. I mean, he should be a strikeout per inning guy.
Well, now he's faced 4 batters this second go round, and he struck out 3 of them as Contreras singles to right.
Important inning right here for Neverauskas, personally for him. He wants to get back in the good graces, show that he could be valuable at this level of baseball. But for the team and this game we're in right now, you only have 3 more outs to try and do something. You don't want to fall behind any further. No insurance runs. Don't let them have nothing.
Almora had a bunt hit in the 6th. Getting down to third base coach Brian Butterfield. And right to the shortstop Mercer, to Harrison, to Freeze. Neverauskas, outstanding work. Looks like a different guy.
Yes.
See if the Pirates can't get him a win.
Bullpen doing well.
There is still hope. It looks as though Joe Madden wants to stay away from his closer. Brandon Morrow has thrown 42 pitches in each of the last 2 days, went back-to-back against the Phillies. Pedro Strop hasn't had a save since 2015. The Pirates have Colin Moran, Jordy Mercer, and then a pinch hitter. Moran doubled off the starter Montgomery in line to get the win.
Need a base runner. A little patient at bats here. Make sure you get a good pitch to hit.
Ian Happ made a great catch against him in the 6th.
If you can get a walk, that would be great right now. Get somebody on base. Somehow get that tying run to the plate. Give yourself a chance. Maybe even take a strike. Ryan does not do that. He swings at a borderline pitch inside off the plate, maybe just a little bit. Thought he could get a hit with it.
See Luke Farrell loosening. And a base hit for Colin Moran to start this 9th inning against Pedro Strop. It brings up Jordy Mercer. Gregory Polanco will come out on deck.
That pitch almost the same spot as the first one he swung at. Able to hit it hard enough to put it through that hole. So here we are. Here's the opportunity. You now have that chance with every swing.
Mercer is 1 for 8 in his career against Strop. Mentioned earlier, Polanco 1 for 4 against Pedro Strop. Steve Cishek would be another guy you would think has had experience in this role, but he's gone back-to-back games, and 2 days ago against the Phillies, a 20-pitch outing. And it would appear that Luke Farrell is up just in case Strop reaches a certain pitch count. Gets away. And now 2-2.
Not really having much effect on anything at this point other than taking away the double play. Collins' run not meaning a whole lot.
Well, and also the bad command. It's a pitch that was awful by Strop. How many times have you talked about this before, about this, whatever reason,
Fastball bouncing?
Well, yeah, that too. But guys that excel as setup men, what is it that changes in the 9th inning? Have you ever figured that out?
Nothing changes. Something changes with them in their heads, but nothing changes.
Something in their minds.
I mean, when it comes right down to it, what's the difference? Whether it's the 3rd inning or the 9th inning or the 6th inning and the 9th inning, it's just you're getting 3 outs. But between the years, sometimes it's different for whatever reason to the actual pitchers out there.
3-2. Strop did pitch yesterday, but only 14 pitches. And again, he did last have a couple saves in 2015.
Blocked out with his mask.
Colin Moran led off with a base hit to right. So the tying run comes to the plate. Mercer in a 3-2 count. Polanco and then Harrison. Time is called. Strop has 9 career saves. And he ends up striking out Mercer on that 8th pitch for the first out in the 9th. Bucks and Cubs continue this 3-game series tomorrow from Wrigley. Coverage starts at 1:30 with Pirates pregame, presented by W.B. Mason. W.B. Mason pregame show at 1:30. Nick Kingham against John Lester. The W.B. Mason pregame show. Polanco now pinch hitting for Neverauskas. Talked about the pinch hitting rule earlier.
That pitch over the inside half of the plate. Polanco has moved back off the plate so he could have a better shot at getting ahead of the bat to that pitch.
Bounces it to the right side. 2 outs. And now the Pirates down to their final out, and a crowd of over 40,000 announced. Anticipating the Cubs, at least for the moment, forging a first place tie with the Brewers, who play tonight in Philadelphia. Harrison, first 2 times up, singled against Montgomery. The Pirates are now 0 for 11 today with men in scoring position. If he reaches Austin Meadows.
Stroke pitches, you got to be ready to block some baseballs. Yeah. It's about every 3rd pitch in the dirt.
Aiming for his first save since 2015. Down to their last strike. Toward left. Over is Happ. Oh, he makes an unbelievable catch.
That is unbelievable.
Ian Happ just might have saved the game for the Cubs with an incredible grab.
I mean, this is
unbelievable catch.
I don't be
finish the game.
But could that have been an inside to Parker? If he misses it, it's going to go into that deep corner, bounce around down by the ivy. Happ's going to have to find a way to get to his feet, go back to the wall, find that ball, throw it in, and it's a high fly ball. Jay is smoking around the bases. I mean, that definitely could have been a game saver. What a defensive game Happ has had.
This one tops them all for Ian Happ, the Pittsburgh native, and the highest draft pick ever out of the University of Cincinnati, robbing the previous high pick, Josh Harrison.
Small world.
And Strop, his first save since 2015. He's a little happy. Ian happy. Back to Pittsburgh, the studios, Rob King and Michael McHenry.